Good morning, Holland Jacks. Today is Monday, April 7th, and it is the Silver Day. I'm Declan on Cyclones.
And I'm Micah on Thunder.
Now to a special message from our principals.
Morning, Walden.
Morning. How are you guys?
How's your weekend?
Great. Had a wonderful weekend.
Yeah.
Got to see my new grandbaby.
I love that for
So
you.
cute. Yeah,
Do you
that's
have
cool.
a March Madness bracket going
A
on?
what?
A March Madness, the basketball tournament?
No, I don't have a March Madness bracket going on. I don't have time for that.
Well, now we're down to the championship. It's Florida and Houston. Houston
Really?
upset Duke in the Final Four. So there goes my bracket.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's okay.
How much money did you lose? A lot of money?
None, just for fun. It's just
okay,
for
good
fun.
for fun. Good.
Just
That's the
for
way to
fun.
be.
Yep.
All right. Well, good morning, guys. We just wanted to come up and talk to you guys a little bit about just reminding you it's spring. We all have spring fever. I'm getting it a little bit, but then it got colder this week. But wanted to remind you about some expectations that we have in the building. I know when you guys see me coming, you're like, oh, I better move on. Yes, that's exactly what we should be doing. I want to make sure that you know when you come into the building, you have two options. One, you can go to breakfast and get some breakfast. Or two, you can go to your team area and hang out with some friends in your team area. The reason why we do this is because we have over 700 students in this building. And if we were to have students all hang out in the hallways and stop and talk to all their friends in the morning, we would have hallways all clogged up, and then we would also not get to our classes on time. So please respect the Walden way. By saying good morning, you can stop and say good morning, student services. There should be just a couple of good morning, how are you, had a great weekend, yes, and move on, okay? Large groups of students are not going to be allowed to gather there. We're not going to be allowed to gather outside, especially of the 8th grade houses. I know that that's happening a lot, and I need to remind you, you need to take that back into your team hallways. Also, when we're at breakfast, we are to get our breakfast and then have a seat and eat our breakfast at the tables. You can say hello to the teachers that are around there, that's totally fine, I want you to do that, but you have to follow the expectations of sitting at the tables and eating your breakfast, okay? If we start making exceptions for just a few, then we're not being fair to all students, and that's not the way we want to be and to follow the Walden way, okay? So let's see if I got everything I wanted to say about that. I want to talk about a little bit about dismissal when it's time to exit the building. We need to get those buses loaded quickly because they do have routes after the Walden students are all dropped off. So when you are dismissed from your team areas, 8th grade, that's you first, at this time. I need you to exit the building quickly. We're not standing around waiting for others outside the 8th grade area or by the student services area or down by the offices. I need you to exit the building, all right? If we're not doing that, we're delaying those buses. And again, these are all expectations that have been from the beginning of the year. So please make sure you follow them, or you 8th graders and 7th graders know what happened last year. We can switch it up, and we can have our 6th grade or our 7th graders go first, and then switch that order all around as we need fit, okay?
And that leads us to track.
Yes.
Because we have amazingly over 100 students that are participating in track.
Wow.
That's fantastic, and I
Yeah.
love that. And I want all of you to be able to meet those track practices and get that practice in so that you're ready to compete for the meets. However, we got a lot of people in a lot of spaces at dismissal changing for track and getting ready. And then we've got some people wandering while 7th and 6th grade are trying to exit the building. So my track athletes, what needs to happen is that when you are dismissed, you are going to change immediately, and then once you are changed, you need to go to the gym and then stay in the gym. I know we've had some issues with students getting signed in or not signed in, and then that interrupts attendance or shows that you're not there when you are there and doesn't count towards your practices to compete. You gotta get to the gym, you gotta stay in the gym. It is a safety situation for us at dismissal. We got everybody in the building moving out once, so we gotta get the people that need to go and quickly.
And I wouldn't want them to miss the bus going home if they need to ride the bus because they're being delayed
For sure.
by traffic in the hall, so yes.
For sure. And we do
Great.
have times when like students who are on the track team, there's double checks from bus drivers to double check if they're actually coming home. So we also have to be able to find you as well if we need to do an update. Any more expectations?
I don't think so. I think other than that, we're doing pretty good, pretty well.
Okay, I got one more announcement. Spring Picture Day is on Wednesday. That's this Wednesday. We're gonna roll that schedule just like we did in the fall. So we'll go by teams. We got about a half-hour slot. This is the school picture that is gonna be on your ID next year. So be thinking and be intentional about what your pose or your smile or your face situation looks like in your photo, because that's going to be hanging with you for a while. Unfortunately, because it's spring photos, we won't have any makeups, so if you're not here on Wednesday, you will not be able to get your photo taken, and we will use your fall photo for your ID next year. I think that's it.
I think that's it too.
All right.
Let's have a wonderful week, Jaguars, and follow the Walden Way expectations. We'll see you around the building.
Bye.
Good morning, Walden Jacks. Today is Monday, April 7th, and it is a Silver Day. I'm Grady.
And I'm Tommy.
And we're on Cyclones.
Today for lunch, we have dumplings with fried rice, breaded chicken sandwich, and the premium entree is Bosco steaks with marinara. On the side, we have roasted broccoli, diced carrots, fruit cup, and dried cranberries.
For birthdays, over the weekend, we had Emily V on Thunder, Maxwell H on Comets, Sydney S on Eagles, Juliana G on Thunder, and Noah B on Comets. Today, we have Owen W on Monarchs.
Today for national and international days, we have International Beaver Day, National Metric System Day, National Coffee Cake Day, National World Health Day.
If you signed up to host a table at Walden's Multicultural Festival, check your school email for an email from Mrs. Fudge. There is a form you need to fill out by Tuesday, April 8th.
Hey Grady, you want to hear a joke?
Yeah, sure.
What do you call a rabbit with fleas?
What?
Bugs Bunny.
Ah, that's so funny.
But
That's so funny.
But you know what will never be funny? Is that some people still have not bought me yearbooks yet. Yep, big shocker. And you can get yours now at jostens.com for $35. And yep, you're gonna get yours now. Only 70 are left. And once it's out there, gone, and you won't be able to buy it again. Boom. Have a great day, Walden Middle School.
Always remember the Walden way. Safe, responsible, and respectful. Hashtag Jaguar Journey. The journey matters as much as the goal. Kalpana Chala.
Bye.